Yet again, Shadowhunters forgot that Alec and Jace are Parabatai. The episode starts out well enough. The scene between Clary and Jonathan is a testament to how much Kat has improved as an actor since the first season. It's made to look like Clary is not only back on Jonathan's side, but was on his side all along, only pretending to be allied with the New York Institute. It isn't until Clary slips up that Jonathan gets angry and exposes her as a demon pretending to be Clary. Then we get to see the real Clary, still in bed with Jace. Jace notices that something is wrong. Clary doesn't tell him about the message Jonathan left her. Yada yada. They go ice skating, but that's where this episode, as usual, takes a nosedive. Meanwhile, Magnus goes off to see the High Warlock, Lorenzo, about getting his magic back. Lorenzo agrees to do it, but there's a price. But who needs to know what you're signing up to lose anyway? Not Magnus. He agrees and takes some of Lorenzo's magic, the entire time not knowing what he could lose by doing it. When Lorenzo's just about to tell him, and by extension us, the scene changes. Because of course it does. Jace takes Clary ice skating after finding an old picture of her doing it with her dead mom. But since Jace doesn't actually know how to skate, Clary ends up having to teach him. It's wholesome until Jonathan crashes the party. There was nothing wrong with Jonathan cornering Jace alone, knocking him out and taking on his appearance. You know, except for the fact that Jace has a Parabatai. Alec did nothing, felt nothing, and sensed nothing off the whole episode. The Parabatai bond, which had an entire episode dedicated to it in the past, tossed aside like another thrown away Shadowhunter plotline. Only when it's convenient to the plot are Jace and Alec Parabatai. So, Jace is knocked out, and fake Jace goes back to Clary and tells her that it's time to go. She goes, but the more they talk, the more she notices how off his answers are. At one point, she tells fake Jace about the message left on her arm, and fake Jace, being a terrible Jace, tells Clary that Jonathan only did it out of love. At that point, he should have just taped a sign to his forehead pointing out that he was an imposter. Back at the Institute, Magnus and Parabatai less Alec discover the location of the Morgenstern sword, using Magnus' newfound magic to help. It's buried in an old grave in Belgium. Magnus creates a portal, and off grave robbing they go. Fake Jay steals a rose for Clary and even goes so far as to kiss her. So, I'm going to stop here and talk about the thing everyone dreaded happening, the incest plotline. I don't understand Shadowhunters. Not in the sense that it's a confusing show, but the fans and showrunners have been adamant about making it clear that the TV show is separate from the books, except when they pick and choose which book plot lines to run with and which to discard. Cassandra Clare had many good plot lines in the series to use as TV show material, which is why it boggles my mind as to why they only chose to keep the bad ones. The plot of the TV show is wildly different from the book series. Except the incest. They changed just about everything. Except for that. I just don't understand why. Also, if Jonathan can shapeshift into anyone at any time, how has he not won already? How do you fight someone who could change his face anytime he wants? But Shadowhunters won't answer this, of course. He could literally change into a mundane, follow the Shadowhunters around all day, and they wouldn't know. Where was I? Clary notices fake Jace is not the real Jace when she pricks her finger on the rose he gave her, and fake Jace overreacts to the pain. She contacts the Institute for help. Izzy answers. Not the head of the Institute. He's off looting corpses. When fake Jace confronts her about the call, she claims it was Alec and then hangs up, which is possibly the worst excuse she could have come up with. Who was I talking to? Just your Parabatai, who should definitely know something is up and realize that you're the fake Jace. And Jonathan knows that Alec is Jace's Parabatai, but nothing strange there. He's just like, huh, cool. Meanwhile, in Belgium, Magnus uses his magic to open the grave, then to quite literally pry the sword from the cold, dead fingers of the corpse. But, oh no, the sword is fake. They don't know who took it, and now they're back to square one. Izzy finds Jace, wakes him, and off they go to confront Jonathan. When they finally get to them, Clary tackles Jonathan to stop him from escaping. When she's about to put a rune on him to stop him from running away again, something strange happens. She doesn't do it. Izzy yells at her, but it doesn't snap her out of the trance. Jonathan escapes, and Clary tells the crew that she doesn't know what happened. Back at Magnus's, he tells Alec that the price he had to pay was his apartment. Magnus makes a speech about not being able to live without magic. Alec refuses to let it go. He threatens Lorenzo about it later, but is not able to get the apartment back. Magnus, as a newly minted homeless man, makes a portal to go to the Institute. Before he enters it though, his nose starts to bleed. Color me shocked that him getting his magic back was not that easy. In Jonathan's lair, the demon says she's been practicing being Clary. But ominously, he says the real thing will be with them soon. Then there's the Jordan-Maya subplot. I didn't say much about it, if only because it would just be they talk about the past, he tries not to die on her, on repeat. Her entire pack was massacred in the battle. And hey, look over there! That's the Maya struggles on whether to take up the Mantle's alpha plotline, imploding on impact. Long story short, after about a day, Simon and Luke go to Jade Wolf, find all the bodies, and realize something has gone horribly wrong. Simon hears Maya with his super sensitive ears, rushes off to find her, and rips off the door she and Jordan hid behind. And why couldn't Frank and his posse do the exact same thing, you ask? You'll never get an answer. Get used to the sting of disappointment. Jordan is still alive, barely, and Maya blames Heidi for the attack. Which, while yes, Heidi instigated it, she didn't force Frank and his friends to attack Jade Wolf. She didn't shove a dagger in Jordan's stomach either. The fact that Maya directed her anger only at Heidi was pretty strange. But overall, I'm giving this episode a 3 out of 10. I'll see you guys with the next episode. Later.